Welcome to Toronto. Great to have you here with The Ritual.
Thank you.
And it scared the crap out of me, you guys.
Excellent.
Good.
Which is what
Thank
it's
God for
supposed to
that.
do. So
Yes,
there you
for
go.
you. Brilliant.
It did what it was supposed to do. Had you guys been familiar with the book? Because it won awards. I mean, it's a scary book.
Yeah, it is. It's a very dense book as well. It's quite, there's a lot going on in it. And obviously we've,
You read it, didn't you? Before?
Yeah, I did, because I thought everybody would have read it. It turns out no one read it.
Well, I thought someone would have read it, and I'll ask him. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
Cliff Notes, right?
Yeah, I gave everyone the Cliff Notes version. But it's there's a lot of dark stuff in it. There's a lot of occult kind of really.
It's quite different. It's very much an adaptation for the screen, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the pacing of the book, obviously, they can take their time with it. But yeah, it was a very, very dark book.
Yeah, and it's a dark script. I mean, here it is, four college buddies going out, deciding to go. Your character, he doesn't want to go hiking. He doesn't want anything to do with this.
Doesn't want to be
I'm
there.
with you,
Shouldn't
my
have
friend.
happened. I know.
Like, let's talk glamping. I would never do it. You guys.
Yeah.
But it really does dig into your own demons, your human demons and stuff. I would think that would have been something, not so much the scary stuff, the other things that are happening, but I think that maybe was the attraction for both of you to delve into that.
Yeah, that and
Absolutely,
the outward demon digging into us too.
The added bonus then of that happening.
Bonus of a beast.
But the script totally read like it might not have been a horror film. It was.
I think that was what was so attractive about it, because the first chunk of the film feels like an exploration of what it's like to be a man, and masculinity, and four guys who haven't seen each other for a while coming together. They've all moved on, so there's sort of tensions, and there's a traumatic event that they've all been a part of that nobody's really spoken about.
No one has talked about.
So they bring this tension, which immediately starts to trip off in a very weird place. And it just gets weirder.
Yeah,
definitely
insidious way. It just lurks in all sorts of different digs and funny ways, and then the forest begins to feed on it.
Yeah, and I was wondering. I was watching this film. And I go, you start off as fairly good friends, four college guys, haven't seen each other, but then the whole psychology starts changing in your relationship and where it goes. And I was wondering what it was like to start off the bond between the four of you, and then where it went.
Yeah, I suppose so, because obviously we didn't know each other before we started. I mean, you have to sort of play a group of friends that are falling apart, but they've also got to be believable that they were once and still are friends. But we did, a lot of rehearsals for filming, a decent amount before we started, and
the way
David was very good at kind of managing the story points within what he needed to, happen in each.
But also it was very, very well planned out in terms of the schedule, in terms of us filming,
Absolutely,
so to save scenes where we're more friendly and have more of an ease for later on, because you build that up obviously naturally as actors working.
No, it did work out like
so that tension at the beginning, because we didn't really know each other, works on screen.
Working in that forest, cold as hell, or what was it like?
I think all the types of weather. We had all the types of weather in one day.
Yeah, it was actually the coldest was on the hill where they first camped, and then it started to snow towards the end of the shoot in the village. So the pants.
He was
in my pants on the stake,
and it snowed.
That was.
And it only
snowed.
Nippy. And it only snowed for that hour.
Yeah, it
really.
Could you get it, man?
Could you guys ask for anything more? Oh my goodness!
And of course, I asked to be tied up, properly, and not no.
Well, being the
straight
method actor that you are, I mean, seriously. But there's a lot of scare. There's a lot of physical stuff going on in this film. I mean, was it a very challenging film to make at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
because
we're out in the elements.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that we don't really have to act. You're there, and the terrain was really.
It was. I mean, we were playing the two least good hikers, which is probably helpful.
Yeah, you were a bit of a whiner.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Is he like that?
Yeah, he's such a drag, man. No, I love him. He's lovely.
So who was the prankster between the four of you? Like, who would
all
keep
of
things
us?
light?
I think all of us.
Yeah,
all of us.
took turns.
Yeah, there was the good thing about it, and the way we got that ease so quickly was that none of us had any egos. Because that's the worst thing when you turn up and someone's got a bit of an ego and doesn't want to join.
Would it be interesting if you got someone started to be a bit macho?
That would have been weird.
Within it would have been quite an interesting one.
Yeah.
But we were all,
Yeah.
sense of humour.
Well, good, because
it's only pretend.
I would think in this film you would totally do it. What do you guys think is the most important element of having a good, scary horror story?
Root it in reality. in some sort of
Yes.
reality. I mean, I know obviously we go later on to a different place, but the beginning really helps set that in a reality that you kind of you believe about 4 people facing up to their inner and outer demons.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just twist it.
Twist it. Big
Yeah,
time.
you
Well,
play
you
with
guys did a great job in this. It's like
Thank
like
you
I
very
said,
much.
Thank you.
Did your job. Very scary. Loved it, and hope you have a good time here in Toronto.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Great to talk to you both.